The Pan-American Highway spans 2 continents, but truly vanishes into the Darien Gap. This remote, roadless area separates Panama and Colombia, creating a challenging natural barrier. Known as one of the world's most inhospitable regions, the Darien Gap is a 60-mile (97 kilometers) expanse of dense, roadless rainforest. Treacherous swamps and rugged mountains define its landscape. This gap functions as a unique natural barrier, creating the only interruption in the Pan-American Highway system. It stretches from Alaska all the way to southern Argentina, broken only here. On the Colombian side, the landscape is dominated by the Atrato River Delta. This area forms a flat marshland, measuring at least 80 kilometers, 50 miles wide, making passage extremely difficult. In stark contrast, the Panamanian side of the Darien Gap features mountainous rainforest. Here, the terrain can reach altitudes of 1,845 meters, 6,053 feet, at its tallest peak. The highest point within the Darien Gap is Cerro Tacarcuna, soaring to 1,845 meters, 6,053 feet. This peak is part of the Serranía del Darien mountain range, adding to the region's ruggedness. The Darien Gap's climate is notoriously harsh, characterized by extreme humidity and heat that often exceeds 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 degrees Celsius. Such conditions make multi-day treks incredibly exhausting. Navigating the gap means confronting treacherous terrain, muddy trails, steep hills, and fast-flowing rivers. Rainfall can be torrential, turning paths into impassable, flowing torrents. The jungle teems with peril, including venomous wildlife. Travelers face threats from dangerous snakes, spiders, and insects, adding layers of risk to every arduous step. Beyond physical injuries, the Darien Gap also poses severe health risks. Exposure to tropical diseases is a constant threat, amplifying the already intense dangers faced by all who attempt passage. The scale of this human movement is staggering. A peak of 520,085 crossings was recorded through the Darien Gap in 2023 alone, marking an unprecedented surge. These migrants primarily hail from Venezuela, Haiti, and Ecuador. They are driven by dire circumstances, including economic collapse, political instability, and pervasive violence in their homelands. However, numbers saw a decline in 2024, dropping to 2,203 crossings. This reduction is attributed to stricter border enforcement, altering the flow of this dangerous migration route. Beyond natural dangers, migrants confront armed extortion by smuggling's networks and dissident guerrillas. This lawless expanse leaves them vulnerable to violence and exploitation. River drownings are tragically common, along with other hazards, resulting in hundreds of documented deaths annually. The gap acts as a human filter, amplifying vulnerabilities of unauthorized movement. Criminal enterprises, specifically human and drug trafficking, are widespread within the Darien Gap. This lack of governance turns the entire region into a dangerous nexus for illicit activities. The only sizable settlement in Panama's Darien province is La Palma, its capital, with roughly 4,200 residents. Other centers include Yaviza and El Real de Santa Maria. Due to its isolation, the Darien Gap remains largely undeveloped. Most economic activity consists of small-scale farming, cattle ranching, and lumber, reflecting its remote nature. The Pan-American Highway literally breaks at Yaviza, Panama, and resumes at Turbo, Colombia. This 106 kilometers, 66 miles, stretch encapsulates the core of the Darien Gap's impassable challenge. Environmental concerns also played a role in preventing road construction. The Darien Gap is a biodiversity hotspot, and development poses significant ecological disruption risks. The influx of migrants has also inflicted environmental degradation on the gap. Over 2,500 tons of waste have polluted rivers and forests, straining Panama's protected areas. Despite its dangers, the Darien Gap has historically served as a major land bridge. It connects North and South America, facilitating movement for both humans and wildlife over centuries. The region's challenging hot, humid climate and geography have historically hampered settlements. Darien remains sparsely populated for centuries due to its difficult conditions. The Darien Gap's unique ecosystem also serves as a critical wildlife corridor. It's a vital pathway between Central and South America for an array of species. The topography is complex, featuring tropical rainforests, mangrove swamps, and low mountain ranges. These diverse features collectively form an ecological mosaic, making it uniquely challenging. Indigenous communities like the Embera and Wunan have maintained their traditions for generations. They practice subsistence, agriculture, fishing, and hunting, preserving their distinct cultures. The Darien Gap, a 100-mile stretch, is largely unmapped, presenting significant obstacles to travelers. Its wild, untamed nature means extreme difficulty even for seasoned adventurers. Beyond trafficking, the region also faces threats from illegal logging and mining. These activities further damage the delicate ecosystem and fuel lawlessness within the gap. The remote nature allows various armed groups to operate with little oversight. The presence of dissident guerrillas, in particular, adds an unpredictable layer of danger. Dense foliage frequently obscures visibility, complicating orientation, and significantly increasing the risk of getting lost. The jungle itself becomes a disorienting labyrinth. The Tinella River, which flows toward the Atrado, was Hispanicized to Darien by 16th-century European conquistadors. This name change reflects early European presence in the region. Infrastructure development has long been constrained by logistical challenges and financial costs. This makes the Darien Gap unique in its lack of modern development. The Darien Gap has gained international attention due to these migration patterns. Thousands attempt to cross annually, traveling northward through the Americas, defying immense odds. The Darien Gap is considered one of the most dangerous obstacles on one of the world's most perilous migration routes. It was long deemed unpassable and uninhabitable. The humanitarian crisis strains Panama's resources significantly. The constant flow of migrants demands massive efforts for aid, relief, and managing border areas. The Darien Gap stretches across the northern portion of Colombia's Choco department. This region, like its Panamanian counterpart, is characterized by its wild, untamed nature. Geographically, the Darien Gap's heart lies around coordinates 7 degrees 54 minutes north, 77 degrees 28 minutes west. This precise location anchors the vastness and remoteness of this challenging territory. The gap primarily sits on the international border between Colombia and Panama. This shared boundary, devoid of roads, signifies a shared, insurmountable geographical challenge. The insurmountable engineering challenges, including frequent landslides and unstable soil, continue to deter construction. These logistical hurdles remain a primary reason for the gap's existence. The indigenous presence in the Darien Gap signifies enduring cultural traditions against immense natural odds. Their way of life is deeply intertwined with the jungle's rhythms. At entry and exit points, humanitarian aid camps provide crucial support. Medical personnel assist migrants, offering a lifeline amidst the gap's relentless challenges. Travelers through the Darien Gap must be highly self-sufficient, carrying all necessary supplies. This demands extensive planning and preparation, often beyond what desperate migrants can manage. The Darien Gap holds significant geopolitical importance as the only land bridge. It acts as a natural barrier, but also as an inescapable transit point for human movement and trade. The Panamanian side encompasses parts of the Darien province. This province is mostly covered by the intractable jungle, making it one of Panama's least accessible regions. The Darien Gap saga is a stark symbol of human suffering and desperation. It represents a critical global challenge, necessitating coordinated international responses. Yet, it also symbolizes immense human resilience. Despite overwhelming odds, countless individuals push through, driven by an unyielding hope for a better future. The Darien Gap truly remains a modern-day nightmare at the edge of civilization. Its brutal realities challenge our understanding of endurance and human limits. This treacherous expanse remains a profound test, not just of physical fortitude, but of humanity itself. It forces us to confront global inequalities and crises. Behind every statistic are untold stories of unimaginable bravery, loss, and survival. The true cost of migration through this gap is often unseen and unacknowledged. Understanding the Darien Gap is crucial for addressing its complex challenges. It's a call for greater awareness, empathy, and coordinated international action to mitigate suffering. Explore reliable organizations dedicated to aiding migrants in the Darien Gap. Your support helps provide essential relief and critical assistance to those undertaking this perilous journey.